Hello and welcome to That's Football. This is Skype Sander, Skype Seegers, Skype That's Football. I don't know, it doesn't matter what the name is. You guys get to Skype in, have your say. And yeah, like I said, have a bit of banter today. Obviously, if you guys type in That's Football on... Hang on, are we getting lag? Yeah, hang on. Hello and welcome to... Hang on, I can sort that out. Yeah, anyway, so you guys can call in call in to me. Just type in That's Football in Skype and you should see a logo, obviously the That's Football logo. Hello, the Formers line, how are you doing? I'm just about to open up Skype now. Some topics for you. Is Harry Kane world class? Is he the best striker in the Premier League? No lag. All right, cool. Is he the best striker in the Premier League? Is he the best striker in the world, dare I say? Is Klopp close to getting the sack? It's an iffy one, isn't it? Because Liverpool fans think, obviously I'm not a Liverpool fan, but Liverpool fans do think that he is their next big thing. But I'm interested if there are any Liverpool fans watching. Do you think he deserves a sack? You haven't done that greatly recently. But I am going to open up Skype now. Skype is... open. I'm online. If you guys do want to call in, then have your say. It's just That's Football on Skype. I'm getting my first hello to you. We've got Pankaj here. Pankaj, how you doing, pal?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can do, pal. How you doing, mate?
Fine.
All right, sweet. What did you want to talk about, pal?
I want to talk about Kane.
Harry Kane?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So, do you think he's the best striker in the Premier League?
I think he is. He's world class. He's a world class player.
He's a world class player. You think?
Yes.
And reasons for that? Do you think he's in that same bracket as Gareth Bale, maybe Neymar even, or has he still got a bit of way to go?
No, he's not yet, but he's getting there. And but I think Lukaku has some greater attributes than him.
You think Lukaku may have some other better attributes than him? What do you think he's better at?
Yeah. I think he can bully defenders. He's just superb. But I think Harry Kane doesn't miss a lot of chances. That's good about him. And Lukaku, he does miss simple chances.
Yeah, so Harry Kane's obviously got a higher conversion rate than Lukaku. Do you think eventually Kane could maybe replace the likes of Ronaldo at Real Madrid? Obviously, he's coming to the end of his career now. Can you see him going over there to Spain and performing there?
Yeah, obviously he can replace Ronaldo in the upcoming future and is a future Ballon I believe so.
So you think he's world class, probably the best striker in the Premier League. He can replace Ronaldo at Real Madrid. Just quickly on Klopp, you're a United fan, aren't you, pal?
Yeah.
What do you think on Klopp? Obviously, this might be a slightly biased opinion, but do you think he should get the sack, or if you're a United fan, you might want him to stay in power?
I would see the Liverpool game versus United. I'm not if he loses, if he loses badly against United, I'll say second.
So you think so obviously after the international break, the first game back in the Premier League is Liverpool versus Manchester United. If he does lose that for you, he deserves the sack.
Yeah, but I want him to stay because I want Liverpool to. I don't want Liverpool to progress. I don't want to let them have a new manager. So.
All right, mate. Well, it's fantastic having you on, mate. You're the first caller of the first Skype Sander, if you will, on the new show. Brilliant having you on, and do call again, mate.
Thank you so much, mate.
Cheers, mate. Ciao. Right, so that was Pankaj for the first call, obviously. Was there lag on that? No, I don't think there was any lag. Brilliant. I was worried about the Wi-Fi connection. So Pankaj does as obviously a United fan, believes if on the 13th of October Liverpool lose to United, he should get the sack. Let me know in your comments, what do you think? AJ is always talking about my mum. Thank you, AJ. George Clark says no one can replace Ronaldo. George, mate, call in. Obviously, it's a new show, so we won't have too many people calling. I'm doing good, Septic Falcon. Guys, call in. I want to hear you, because look, obviously we get to talk on this, but I want to hear you guys. It's fantastic to have Pankaj on, obviously. I've seen Matt H, you call in, Ilyas call in. Yeah, get calling in, guys. I've got no one calling in at the moment. Sack Klopp the flop, says Sanjoy. Klopp is a flop and going boom when he loses to United. You think Louise thinks he'll get sacked? Louise, call in if you can. Just type in "That's Football" on Skype, and you'll see our account with a logo, with our logo. So do get calling in. I've got no one calling in at the moment, as I thought so. Guys, come on! I've got. It is a Skype. Is it Megan? Megan knows nothing about football, George. She's just here for moral support. No worries, Pancake. Fantastic to have you on. Jared says he wants to Skype. I can't find That's Football. Really? I think so. Some other people have found it. It's just That's Football. Matt H has found it. Ilyas has found it. Mark found it. Yeah, AJ, get calling in, mate. AJ, I want to speak to you, pal. Yeah, we're on Skype. Do you type it? Hazard FC, just type in That's Football on Skype. It should come up. That's Football with a little apostrophe, obviously, because that's how you spell it. It's got our little icon. I'm not getting any calls in at the moment. Johnny Blaze, the Skype name is That's Football. I'll give you a few more topics. Arsenal of late have done quite well. Is Arsene Wenger turning around? Obviously, the owner of Arsenal said that the last season was catalyst for change. Are you seeing a bit of change at Arsenal now? If you have got any Arsenal fans here, yeah, David, you can Skype in. I've not got any Skypers at the moment, so Skype in. Ali Khan is downloading Skype. Brilliant. Obviously, it's going to take a little bit of time to warm up because it's a new show. Johnny Blaze says I look like Bale. Thank you very much, guys. You're sending me requests. I'm going to accept them, but call me. You can call me regardless. Okay, we've got Ed. Eddie Shaw. How you doing, pal? Ed? Edward. Okay, Edward wasn't up for it. We've got Jacko the artist. Jacko, how you doing, pal?
Hey, mate. You alright?
Yeah, you alright, pal? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, pal. What did you want to speak about?
I just wanted to say that I love you.
You love me?
I do.
Oh, stop it! You make me blush. I got rosy cheeks anyway. But this is a football channel. I've got Twitter, so if you want to DM me on there, then you can. Slide into the DMs and all that kind of stuff. But this is a football channel, so if you've got anything football related you want to talk about, maybe Harry Kane, Arsenal, Liverpool, Klopp maybe getting the sack.
No, I just wanted to say I love you. I'm only joking. Keep up the good work, mate. I love what you're doing.
Alright, cheers, Jacko, pal. Do call in again. Slightly football related if you want, mate.
Alright, will do.
Sweet, mate. Eddie Shaw, how you doing, pal?
Hi, mate. How's it going?
Yeah, not bad, mate. What did you want to talk about, pal?
Fellaini, the legend.
Oh, yeah, but why? Anyway.
He's the best player in the bloody league. He's getting so much flack, and he is seriously fucking good. He is.
Okay.
I know Mark hates him.
Yeah, Mark does hate him.
Get the credit he deserves.
Okay. I can agree with you on a little bit, pal. I think he has done quite good lately. I'm with you on that. I'm not sure he's the best player in the league. I wouldn't go that far.
He's one of. Yeah, legend. No, he's good, mate. He's good. I think I'm taking piss off him.
Yeah.
I honestly think he doesn't deserve the flack that he's getting from a lot of fans.
Yeah, I'd agree with you if I'm honest. He's done quite well of late, especially in the opposition box for me. Do you think he should be playing central midfield or maybe that centre attacking midfield spot?
Oh no, of course he needs to be number 10, but he is a squad player. But I haven't managed to get to Old Trafford for a bit now. But when I went, I was sitting next to this guy that literally was just giving him shit the whole game until he scored. He does not deserve the shit he's getting, and he's a great squad player, and I think everyone needs to just chill out.
What do you?
Mark needs to love it.
Yeah, Mark. Well, if you look at Mark's studio on the United Stand, he has actually got a little bobblehead of him. So anyway, what do you think? Yeah, it's so bad, isn't it? Anyway, sorry, we're having a conversation. What do you think are his? What do you think he brings to the United team? Because for me, he's not a fantastic passer on the ball. He's not fast. Oh God, red cards, isn't it? Yeah. Well, anything.
We need someone like that. Someone with a bit of aggression. He plays a different role than someone like Mata. Obviously, Mata's obviously a bit of class, a bit of flair, but you need someone with a bit of aggression. I know, obviously, I'm not going to compare him to someone like Kane, but you need someone that's going to the opposition's, they're not going to like.
Yeah, I'll go with you on that, mate. I'd agree with you.
And can you pass that on to Mark, because he's been hating him for years.
All right, mate.
First time I called in, never managed to get through to Mark, but I'll if he ever does anything on the United stand where he needs anyone to back Fellaini, I'm the man.
All right, mate. I'll recommend him to you. I'll recommend him to you, pal. Thanks for coming on, mate.
Great show. Take care, mate.
Cheers, pal. Alex Duncan. Alex, how you doing, mate?
I'm alright, yeah.
Sweet. You got anything planned to talk about, or did you want me to give you a topic?
I don't know. It's up to you.
Um,
You can give me anything.
well, you got any ideas, mate?
I don't know. Probably about Jurgen Klopp in the Premier League first of all.
Okay.
City doing well. Obviously a United fan. But you can't stress how much they are doing well. And I think Liverpool this year, they're underperforming. I think.
Okay. I think I'd go with you on that. I think for the time Klopp's had for me, and the time he's had to build a squad for that he wants, they are underperforming, aren't they? They're sitting in at like 7th now, I think it is. They've had a really poor run of results recently. If you were a Liverpool fan, where would you stand on this?
If I was a Liverpool fan, which I never will be, but if I was, I wouldn't say sack Klopp, because you shouldn't, but I'd say, like, I don't know really. I just expect better, because the team that they've got is worthy of top 4, and they're not doing that.
Yeah, I'd agree with you, mate. I completely agree with you. If you obviously were Klopp, how would you look to improve the squad? What do you think they actually need to reach that top 4 and maybe even the title?
A better defence. Take Henderson out of the team straight away. He's not good. I think their problem is probably Lallana staying fit. I'm not sure, but they're getting a lot of injuries, and some of their players are not being used to their full potential. Like Sadio Mane, I think could be one of the best players in the world.
Oh wow!
He's not being used.
How do you think he should be used? What do you think Klopp is doing wrong with Mane that you think should be corrected?
I think he should stay out wide. Definitely not cut inside and just central. Stay out wide. Play well. I would have had him at United, but obviously, Liverpool have got him. Yeah,
United were linked to him the season before when LVG was still in charge, and I'd agree with you. Obviously, I'm a United fan, as you know, and I would have had him at United as well. He's got fantastic pace, and like you said, if he stays out wide, he'll be able to utilise that more. Well, mate, it's fantastic to have you on for the first time, Alex, mate. I've really appreciated it. Great call, and hopefully do call in again, pal.
Yeah, will do.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks, Sander.
See ya. Ciao.
Bye.
I've had a lot of you guys calling in. Do get calling in. I'm going to take a few of your comments firstly. Pancake says Klopp shouldn't be sacked as he will make his team draw against small teams. Mane is good but overrated. Great call, Alex. Yeah, fantastic call, Alex. OG the Bamboozer said Mane should play as a free role. I'm getting a call. George.
You alright?
How you doing, pal?
Yeah, I'm alright, you?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. I'm a bit tired, but I'm holding up, pal. You got anything to talk about, mate?
Yeah, Harry Kane.
Okay.
I don't think he's the best scorer, only because people recognise him for his goals, and he's not an all-round player.
Okay, I can go with that. So what do you think he lacks for you?
He just lacks. I think he's a bit too selfish for the ball, and when I watch him in games, especially last weekend, he weren't passing a lot, and he just wanted to receive it. That's not all the time. That's just now.
And what team do you support? Sorry, mate.
Man United.
So for you, would you say Lukaku is better than Harry Kane?
No, I think Harry Kane's better, but I'm just saying he's not the best in the Premier League.
Fair enough, mate. Who do you think is the best in the Premier League then?
the minute, Morata, but
Oh, wow.
he needs to
Okay.
prove himself.
Okay, for what reason? You not think Aguero should be up there?
Yeah, definitely.
So you think Morata's got maybe the more potential, he just needs to keep doing it this season?
Yeah, keep going. And if you don't mind me adding, Zlatan Ibrahimovic,
Yep.
I don't think he should rush it too soon, and like he should wait a few more, maybe like a month or two before he comes back, because I don't want to see him get injured too quick.
Yeah, I'd agree with you, mate. Obviously, he's coming to the latter stage of his career now. So obviously, after this quite big injury he's had, injuries may be more frequent for him if he rushes it too much. Quickly on Zlatan, do you think he should become a first-team player, and if so, where?
Definitely, I think
Okay.
him and Lukaku up front. I think we should play 4 up front, and I think on the right should be Mkhitaryan, Lukaku, and Zlatan up front, and Martial on the left.
Okay. Do you not think Zlatan and Lukaku will maybe get in each other's way a little bit?
I just think they'd work very well together.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. Mourinho does love height, doesn't he? So another player of over 6 foot will be very happy about that. But thanks, George. Brilliant to have you on. Hopefully you do call in again, pal. Just getting through these calls because I want to speak to as many people as possible. But thank you, mate. Really enjoyed the chat, and I'll speak to you soon. Okay, good. That was George. I'll quickly, after this call, I'll take your guys' comments. Hang on. Jared, he's been calling in for a while. Have I got him? Jared. Okay, Ilyas has been calling in for a while. Ilyas, how you doing, mate?
Hi.
You good, pal?
Yep.
You got much to talk about, or do you want me to give you a topic?
About Man United's midfield 3, I could say, with Martial, Mkhitaryan, and Mata.
Okay. Yeah, go on.
I don't like people comparing Mata and Mkhitaryan as, let's say, wingers. Like, Mata was never naturally a winger. He was just shifted into the position where he could link up with Valencia well. Mkhitaryan was now, because he's not physical enough to be in the Premier League, because in the German league, the Bundesliga,
Yep.
they weren't that much like physicality, and that's why he looked kind of strong for like his body stature, and that's why he's been dropped off in the midfield. And when he's in the middle, he picks up those pockets for Lukaku, whoever's in front of him, and he's suited for his number 10 position. And Mata has a good partnership with Valencia down the right, and whoever we have on the left, Martial or Rashford, they do a good job there. But I'd say Rashford's like that player, just like that showboat person who just does like all those skills and just would give in like an 8 out of 10%, 8 out of 10% performance. While Martial, he's like an impact player, but at the same time he does the same traits as Rashford does, but he's like more of a clinical player who can play striker as well. But in the future, I could see Rashford and Martial starting in the same team together, with maybe possibly Angel Gomez right behind them if he does get a chance, and then possibly have Andres Pereira in the midfield. That's what I'd like hopefully to see in the years coming for Man United in their midfield. Yeah,
I mean, a lot of good points there, mate. In terms of, just quickly ask you a question, in terms of Mata, you said he doesn't have the kind of pace and physicality to play on the wing, or, like you said, he was only put there so he can link up with Valencia. Would you like to see him stay out on the wing, or should he come in, should he replace Mkhitaryan and someone replace Mata on the wing, or what do you think on that?
I'd like him to stay in the right, just for the fact that he links with Valencia well. He can cut inside from his left foot because he's got the qualities to do that, and he can cross. He's a good cross of the ball with his left foot, and he doesn't mind taking a shot or a goal or anything because he's got some nice left foot of his. Yeah, exactly. And I think with Mata on the left, you get that when he cuts in and you get Valencia overlapping him, you get a nice little dynamic there. If you were to get a right winger that bomb to the
to the byline and you had Valencia doing that as well, you may not get that same dynamic. So I agree with you. I think Mata cutting in and Valencia overlapping him is a nightmare for defenders, really, isn't it? Because they don't know whether to go with Valencia or to stay with Mata. Go on, mate.
And on the subject of Harry Kane being the Premier League, is this him being the Premier League's best player or best striker?
Well, we'll go with best striker, mate. But if I was honest, I think...
I heavily disagree. I think Harry Kane's only getting these goals because of the service he gets from Eriksen, from surprisingly Sissoko, from Dele Alli. The service he gets is like unreal because the conversion, his conversion rate's good, but the service he gets is more than what he gets more than what Lukaku gets, because Tottenham play wide, like they play expanding like football. They play wide using Trippier as a good crossover ball and Davis as like a good cross as well. So he gets service through the middle and through wide. While Man United playing like central kind of, because Valencia. Everyone like tries to stay back because we don't want like our midfield to stay like that open when we play decent teams like we tried against Everton, and that's why I just think that's why Lukaku doesn't get that much chances compared to Kane, but Kane's only getting the more like more goals because of the service he gets from out wide.
So you think that if he went to somewhere where he didn't, maybe a Man United or somewhere else where he didn't get as good a quality service, in your opinion, you don't think he would be able to do the same as he is at Tottenham now?
No, and I think Kane, because he has a good relationship with his players and he knows them well, because he played for Spurs for like 2 or 3 years now. He should know how the players like. He's adapted to the way that players play, and yeah, Lukaku, this is his first season. You can't judge a player on the first season of a club, so Lukaku needs to get used to his teammates, and then he'll have a good chemistry with them, and then he'll start to get even more goals than he is getting like right now, because he'll understand his players more.
Yeah, well, brilliant, mate. Fantastic call. I've got to get some other people on, so that's why I'm cutting it short. But I'd love to speak to you all day, pal, about United. But yeah, thanks for calling in, mate, and I'll speak to you soon.
All right, thanks.
Ciao.
Bye.
I'm going to quickly, Brevin, I see your call. King Fellaini, I see your call. Let me just interact with some comments quickly. Guys, yeah, Snap says, guys, please state what club you support. Do that. Obviously, I'm trying to get some, obviously we've had a few United fans on, but if you guys do support other clubs, then do get involved. We're on 17,758 subscribers, so get subscribing. We're near 18,000 subscribers, obviously, so just do get subscribing. We're trying to build this community and get as many of you involved. But I'm getting so many calls, I need to... Sophie Mallow. Sophie, how are you? Is it Sophie? Yeah.
Hey, stand up.
Oh, not Sophie. It doesn't sound like a Sophie, but it's a S-P-H-E.
Yes, Spear. You pronounce it Spear.
Oh, not Sophie. Guys, it's not Sophie, all right? It's not Sophie. It's Spear, yeah?
That's right.
Spear, mate.
I think you only took my call because thought it was a female name. So.
Yeah. Spear, how you doing, mate? Have you got anything to talk about, pal?
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask you for your opinion on something.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
What do you think about Ronald Koeman and Everton?
Yep.
I'm not really seeing a lot of Ronald Koeman out, but should we be judging him like we do the other managers, like the managers of bigger teams, given money he's spent and all of that? I don't know. Just what's your opinion on that?
Mate, it's a fantastic question. Like you said, we're not seeing a lot of pressure put on Ronald Koeman, although some people are, I believe, starting to wake up to the idea that he has spent a lot of money, and he really has. Spent 45 million on Sigurdsson, bringing in Wayne Rooney, obviously bringing in Michael Keane as well. So all these players brought in. I just think he needs that pace up front, and he needs that clinical striker. For me, Rooney isn't that. He's past it. If you're going to play him in midfield. He doesn't have the pace to be your kind of number 9. I think for me, he has to get that kind of 7th or 6th spot and push for that Europa League again. If he doesn't do that, for me, he should get the sack. Purely about how much money they spent is ridiculous. I know money going about in the Premier League is a lot as it stands, but especially for Everton, there's a lot of money spent. But what do you think, mate? What do you think on that?
I think I almost agree with you as well in that maybe it's because Everton, isn't one of the bigger teams, so they don't get as much media attention, and that's why we're not seeing much scrutiny from from the papers. But I completely agree. I think the most obvious thing for him should have been replacing Lukaku. And for a club of their stature, I can understand that wasn't going to be easy. But I mean, I think their first signing was like Jordan Pickford, and then they went for they spent almost the whole summer on Sigurdsson and so on, and not addressing the biggest issue that just left. I mean, if they lose a player for 89 million, 90 million, 89 million, however much it was, that obviously means that a lot of the most recent good performances you can put squarely on the player's shoulders. So that should be the first thing you replace. So for him to have spent that much and to not be performing as expected, I think questions need to be asked, definitely.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, mate. I think it's a fantastic point you've brought up. But just quickly, I think my little added point on this subject is I think the signings Koeman brought in were fantastic. Pickford, like you said, I forgot about him, a fantastic young goalkeeper. I know he did play for Sunderland, who did go down, but showed a lot of promise.
Yes.
Obviously, Michael Keane showed glimpses of brilliance at Burnley. Sigurdsson, a fantastic player as well. So the signings he made weren't poor. It's just he spent, like you said, too much time on maybe Sigurdsson when he needed maybe a direct replacement for Lukaku. So I'd 100% agree with you on that. Do you got anything else to say, mate, or do you want to leave it there?
Yeah, no, that was it. If I continue talking, I'm going to have to switch to United News and
All right, mate, all right. Well, fantastic having you on Sphere. Sorry about the little name mix-up. It does say SPHE, so I thought it was a Sophie.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, it's very different spelling of. We have a different way of spelling things down in South Africa. So.
Oh, you're from South Africa, mate?
Yeah.
Fantastic to have international callers calling in. Absolute joy to have you on, and please do call in again, pal.
I'll definitely do that. A great job, by the way, Stanley. You're doing really well.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Ciao.
Cheers.
Jared, I'm getting you on. Jared.
Hello.
How you doing, mate? Did Skype download then, yeah?
It's all good. Skype always works well, as we all know. No problems ever.
Yes, mate. Get in. Have you got anything to talk about, pal?
I do. Liverpool, I feel like people are selling. I'm a United fan, but I've unfortunately bet on Liverpool. And
Okay.
I think that they are the most dangerous team if Klopp had gotten what he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I think we always say, like, Mourinho didn't get what he wanted, but Pep did. But I think we forget that Klopp was after Van Dijk and Keita. And those are a spine for that team. And if they had a spine, they wouldn't be letting in 2 or 3 goals a game. And that attack is as dangerous as any attack in the league. So I think you have everyone focusing on Coutinho at Liverpool leaving. But in the end, they handled it well. They kept him. So I think not this year because he didn't get what he wanted. But I believe next year they're going to be very dangerous.
Mate.
Very dangerous.
Absolutely spot on. You've actually hit the nail on the head, and I hadn't thought about that. Obviously, I knew that they were in for Van Dijk and didn't get him. Obviously, I knew that they were in for Keita and only managed a deal for next year. But the point you make about if they'd got those 2 players this year, that's a spine in their team, maybe a goalkeeper with that, that's really replacing the spine. That combined with the fact that they keep in Coutinho, they would have really been a massive threat. So, mate, that is an absolute fantastic point. Like you say, Van Dijk is a brilliant centre-back, although sometimes you're seeing, so for example at corners, you're seeing not the players' fault, but sometimes you're seeing the organisational point, so maybe that's got a little bit down to do with Klopp, but look mate, Van Dijk and Keita would have been a fantastic signings for this year. Do you think they'll get them next year?
I think this is his number one skill set. You already see Van Dijk angling for a move in January, and they already signed Keita for next year. They've already signed a pre-contract with Leipzig to get him. So he's signed for Liverpool for next summer. It's already done. And I think they'll get Van Dijk in January, and they will spend all of the money they sell Coutinho for on Van Dijk. But like United, Liverpool have the problem of American owners. And American owners run football clubs like a business versus for the fans. So he has the same problem, and they're shittier owners. So the problem is, like, as terrible as the Glazers are, Fenway Group is even worse. So it's like I'm telling, if he gets what he wants and they get money infused into that club, Liverpool is ridiculously dangerous. But all we can hope for is shitty ownership, and they'll continue to be terrible. Like, that's the one thing we have going for us.
Mate, you've smashed it. What's fantastic points you made. Have you got anything else you want to talk about? Maybe touching on Harry Kane. Could he do it at Real Madrid? Or maybe broader subjects? What do you think? Actually, this is a point I want you to answer, because we haven't spoken about it yet, mate. And I think you're a fantastic caller. What do you think about Barcelona, possibly, about this referendum Catalonia are having? What do you think about Barcelona potentially, if they do leave Spain, joining the Premier League? There was talks about that today. The Spanish president actually came out saying that.
So, two things. If they leave, as a football fan, I want them in the Premier League. As a United fan, stay away from the Premier League. Barcelona is losing a little bit of its luster, I think, to Madrid. They are looking for a way clearly to be important again. In any way. Messi's leaving in the near future. I just think that club they need an infusion of, I guess, global brand recognition. The Premier League brings that, but I don't know that the Premier League will have Barcelona as much as Barcelona wants the Premier League. I think Barcelona fits better in League One because they get money, they can control things, and they have a team to compete with while being able to compete in, like, European national super challenges, whatever they are, for them at the time. But I think Barcelona's a bigger club than this decision. I think in the end, they will. I don't know what's going to happen in Spain. Politically, the world, who cares right now? It's like whatever. At this point, I think if they leave La Liga, it would be the best thing for Barcelona. I mean, I think La Liga is a league that needs them more than they need La Liga. So they're looking for a way out anyway.
Absolutely spot on again, mate. I completely agree with everything you've said. I think if they want to go for trophies and success, and something kind of very similar to La Liga, like you said, they'd probably go to Ligue 1, because basically it's a farmers' league, isn't it? Other than maybe Monaco and PSG, the rest are very average, and that's fairly similar in La Liga. But like you said, if they want kind of rebranding, like global recognition, if you will, then exactly what you said, they need the Premier League. And fantastic points, mate. I'm going to get another caller on. But just quickly, where are you calling from, mate? Where are you calling from, pal?
New York. New York.
New York. Fantastic to have you calling in, Jared. And, mate, honestly, please do call in again. It's been a joy to have you, pal.
100%. Thanks, Andrew.
Cheers, Jared. Ciao.
See you.
Guys, I think I've seen a lot of you Flaney G's calling in at the moment. I just want to quickly get involved with the comments, because obviously the comments shouldn't be neglected. Andy Pandy disagrees totally. Fantastic, that we have difference in opinion. Do get in calling, Andy Pandy. We want to hear all the opinions. Tube says Matthew. They have less worldwide Twitter followers than Stoke. Right, I'm getting. Who have I got? I'm gonna get someone that's calling in for a long time. Hang on. Okay, I'm gonna get Aiden. Aiden, mate, how you doing?
Yo, what's good, buddy?
Everything's good, mate. Everything's sweet. I'm happy. I've had a few good callers. I'm loving life. Are you loving life?
I am loving life. I am. I'm a United fan, so I have to be loving life right now.
Brilliant. I don't know if you heard the last call about the Barcelona thing.
Yeah, I did. He's from New York. I'm right next to him. I'm in Massachusetts.
Oh, really? Fantastic to have a lot of the the US callers coming in. What do you think on that point, mate? Quickly.
I agree with the fact that it's a league that needs Barcelona more than they need to be there. But I feel like we've seen them struggle recently in the European competitions. And with the English sides getting stronger and stronger, I think after Leicester won the league, everybody kind of realized they needed to step it up. So I don't know how they would compete in the Premier League, which is why I agree with everybody saying that Ligue 1 might be a better fit for them if they were actually going to get out of that. My mother's in Spain right now, so...
I'm in Spain right now, mate. I'm in Madrid.
Oh, shut up. No way. Yeah, my mom's in Barcelona, so she's, like, kind of...
Is she all right? Because there was a lot of riots over there and stuff.
Yeah. She was saying that a lot of it's been going crazy. She's kind of in a closed-off section, so she doesn't, like, experience a lot of it firsthand, but I've just been hearing a lot of stuff through her saying it's crazy. I think the political side of that will be very interesting to see how that turns out.
It is a political madness, but we're not here to talk about politics. And wish your mum all the best wishes from me.
Dude,
Mate,
hell yeah. I would love to talk about Burnley if that's cool. I think they've been extremely surprising this season.
I completely agree with you, mate. Go ahead, take it away.
Cool. Yeah, I just wanted to say, I think the first match of the season when they played Chelsea, everybody thought that was kind of like a fluke, and they got lucky with it. But I think it comes down to them. They've been decent all season. They know how to set up against the good teams, the top teams, and that really frustrated Chelsea that first game. And it's not a coincidence that Chelsea had like 4 or 5 red cards going. That game when they got 2 red cards, that was their 4th and 5th like red cards in 2 or 3 games. And Burnley, I think, knows how to exploit that. And the top teams, they beat Chelsea this season. They beat Everton, who fairly enough have been extremely struggling, but I predicted them to be huge threats this season. They tied Liverpool, they tied Tottenham. Both of those games were away, so I think like teams like that, who a lot of people don't expect to make a huge difference, will play a huge role in who actually comes away in like the top spots.
I think that's a fantastic point, mate, and it's kind of one that's been neglected, hasn't it? Because, Burnley is an unattractive name to talk about, but we shouldn't neglect it. They've been fantastic this season, and like you say, they draw with Liverpool, draw with Tottenham, won against Chelsea, and I think I agree with you that the red cards that Chelsea got in that game was because Burnley are such a frustrating team to play. They sit back, they defend well, and they hit you on the counter. And as a team that's maybe not breaking them down, that's so frustrating. So I can easily see how a few frustrated tackles can go in and get a few red cards.
Especially with people not giving them that respect, like it's so much more frustrating with it being Burnley because they think, we should be winning this game. And then the fans get so riled up, which is why it might even play into Burnley's advantage, like playing away at Liverpool and playing away at Tottenham. Like not only does the team get frustrated, but those fans in the stands are getting super frustrated, and that's playing into Burnley's hands. And all these lower division teams should be picking up on that and playing into that, I feel like. Exactly,
mate. And, Burnley did it to United last season. I think United had like 36 shots on target and it was a 0-0 game.
Brutal, dude. Oh, my God.
That was, that's the kind of classic, stereotypical Burnley performance, and I see them doing that throughout this season. Just quickly, mate, where do you think they should be aiming for, Burnley, this season? Is it Europa League, that top 7 spot? Could they be going for that, or just mid-table?
I think that could be possible. With how the shape of Liverpool's defense and Arsenal in general, I don't think is much of a contender, to be honest. Although they have been putting up much of a better fight against Chelsea and the recent performances that they've been doing. So I think Burnley placing in the top 10 would be positive for them, especially considering the way that everybody's been strengthening and how everybody predicted Everton to be up there, Liverpool to be contesting for it. So I think top 10 would be good. I think if they place in Europa League, that would be, in my opinion, above expectations.
That would be, yes.
A top team wouldn't get in Europa League, which would be an upset.
Well, no, you can get Europa League. You just do qualifiers if you get 7th. So all the top teams, so all Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea, United and City would get Europa League. It's just, yeah.
That makes sense. And so, 7th I think would be above the mark for them, but top 10 I think would be massive for Burnley, and I think all the smaller teams like that will be extremely important. Looking forward to it.
Fantastic call, mate. Fantastic points raised. Burnley, obviously one that we haven't spoke about, a brilliant point. I really hope you do call in again, Aidan. It's been a pleasure to have you on.
Cool, dude. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate the channel being up, everything. Keep up the good work, buddy. Thank you for having me.
Nice one, Aidan. I'll speak to you soon, pal.
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
Ciao.
See ya.
Cash in, I will try and pick you up in a minute. I just need to interact with some comments. We've had a super chat. Congrats on great first. Jared says, congrats on great first show. Please do more. Thank you, Jared. You were a fantastic caller. Please do call in again, mate. You've got some fantastic points. Just some comments. Great comment, Jared. Yeah, thank you for the contribution as well, pal. I'm getting calls. I just want to speak to people. Cash in. Cash in, how are you, mate?
Cash in, I will try and pick you up.
Cash in.
We've had a super chat. Congrats
Hello.
on great first. Jared says, congrats on great first show. please do more.
Cash in.
Thank you, Jared. You were...
Oh, just hung him up. Ronnie said hello. Cash in, call in again, mate. You were basically, if you pause the stream, like the YouTube stream, and then call in again, then. Oh, this is Ali Khan. Ali Khan. Ali Khan, how are you, mate?
Oh, hi. Is that Saunders? That's football.
It is Sander from That's Football, not Saunders, but you're close, pal. You're close, mate.
Hi, it's a great honour to be on an amazing football show as yours.
Thanks, mate. I really appreciate it. I'm really happy to hear you're enjoying the content. What have you got anything to talk about, mate? Obviously, some ideas. The last caller talks about Burnley, how they're exceeding expectations. We've got the boss.
I would like to talk about my team, Arsenal.
Go for it, mate. We've only had United's on so far, so talk about it. Take it away.
I think Wenger needs to leave. As much as I love the guy, as much as what he's done for our club is great, he just needs to leave.
Right. Do you think? To be fair to you, though, he has turned it around a little bit. Recently you've played all right. I know you've played weaker sides, but you've done well in the Europa League. You haven't really conceded much. Do you think this is Wenger slightly turning it around, or is it Wenger doing the classic Wenger and he'll collapse mid-season?
It's classic Wenger, but what he should do is think about the club, and he should, at the end of the season, retire and take a position as director of football or something like that. Yeah, well, he has got a 2-year contract, mate, and he did sign that himself. So I think if everything goes well, you get top 4 this season, then I thought probably in that contract it probably says top 4, then you get to stay on. I think Mark from the United stand, I think he could do a better job than Wenger at our club.
He'll love that. Don't boost his ego even more. He's got a big enough one already, mate. He loves that. But fair enough, mate. So you're not a big fan of Wenger then?
No.
So
I think the attacks he gets from troops and Arsenal fan TV are just insult. I don't think we need to be swearing and going violent against the man. I think we need to respect him for what he's done. I think I'd like to see us get a centre-back. We really need one. A centre mid and a proper world-class striker.
You don't think Alexander Lacazette is that?
We need a centre-back, a centre mid and a world-class striker, then we can challenge for the title.
Do you not think Lacazette is that world-class striker you need/have?
I'm sorry, mate. I forgot about Lacazette.
That's all right, mate. No, but the other 2 points are fantastic. You need that centre back. I'd agree with you, mate, and you need that central midfielder. On those 2 positions, who do you think? Is there any one specific that you've got your eye on?
Gary Cahill. I would love him. I think he would do a fantastic job. As much as we're not going to get him.
Fair enough. From Chelsea, you'd have him from Chelsea.
Yeah, I'll take him on. I'd pay 70, 80 million for the guy. He's a legend.
Okay, I don't know. Are you taking the piss?
Centre mid?
No. Are you taking the piss about Gary Cahill?
What do you say?
Is that a joke about Gary Cahill? Or are you being serious?
No, I'm serious.
Okay.
He did a great job himself.
Okay, fair enough, mate. And what about centre mid? Who have you got your eye on for centre mid?
I would like Paul Pogba, but that's unrealistic.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think you need... The problem with Arsenal is Santi Cazorla is such an influential part of your team, and he always gets injured. He can never do a full season. When he's back, you look fantastic. He gets the team flowing and ticking. Just when he's out, you lack that kind of that player that can get the ball moving and get the attacks going.
I'll take Fabregas back from Chelsea.
Fair enough, mate. I don't think that's a bad shout. That's the kind of same type of player, that creative attacking midfielder. It's brilliant to have you on, Ali. Go on.
I loved him at our club. He was a legend, and he's up there with Henry, Danny Welbeck. I think Danny Welbeck, he's amazing. For me, he's better than Lacazette. I just love the guy. And what I love even more is that we signed him from United, and at a 16 million kid, the guy's a bargain.
He can never stay fit though, mate.
No, if he stays fit, then he'll be up there with Harry Kane. If he can stay fit, that's a big if.
Mate, I'm not disrespecting your point, but the bloke can't finish. He really can't. He's got fantastic pace. He's got fantastic skill. It's just when he gets in front of goal, he looks like Bambi on ice for me.
Yeah.
Well, mate, I respect your points completely. It's all about opinion. I just disagree with your your Welbeck point, but your Gary Cahill point and the fact that you need to strengthen that spine is very valid points, and I completely agree with you, mate. It's been fantastic having you on. Go on.
Thanks for letting me on the show. It's a massive, great honour to be on such a wonderful football show. Thank you.
Brilliant, Ali, mate. It's fantastic to have you on, and I'll speak to you soon, mate.
Bye.
Ciao. Brevin, hang on, mate. Guys, I just quickly want to say, obviously we're wrapping up the show now, and if you haven't got in through to me so far, we've had quite a lot of people calling, so I do apologise for that. I've seen Brevin calling for a while. How are you doing, pal?
I'm good, and you?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. This light is a bit warm on me, so I'm getting a bit knackered. But don't worry about it. Say your thing. Have you got anything you want to talk about it, pal?
No, I was just hoping you could give me a topic, and then I would speak about it.
Yeah, of course, mate. So we've got Barcelona potentially coming into the Premier League. We've obviously got Klopp, should he be sacked or not. Or is Kane, maybe for you, the best striker in the league / world?
Well, personally, I think most people have said today, Kane isn't really a good player when he's surrounded by a bunch of nobodies. I think if you put him with, we can say, an Ali or a Pogba, they're going to provide him, and I just think he's a good finisher. But I reckon if you had to put him with someone like, honestly, like even Ozil, because he's just lazy and he's quite pathetic when it comes to turning up in big games and some games, and he doesn't know how to give that final ball. I think Kane would flop, and I think if he went to Madrid, he would excel because he'd have Asensio and them surrounding him, and he's just good around the box, I think, and he's good when he has space. But other than that, I just don't see the quality in Kane. I do think Lukaku is better.
Okay.
Because I've seen how Lukaku holds off defenders and creates space for others.
That's true. I think a lot of work that Lukaku does is behind the scenes. So if he's always making runs, if he doesn't receive the ball, he's still dragging defenders out, making space for someone else. And like you said, he bullies the defenders. It's a nightmare to play against. Just quickly, listen, hear me out, all right? Hear me out. I know this might bore you, but Burnley, all right? I don't know if you heard the last caller, but Burnley, all right? Do you think they could get that 7th spot, that Europa League spot this season? They have done very well so far.
If they have a Leicester season, sure, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think I'm going to be quite bold here, and I'm going to say Stoke might even get that 7th position because they've got one hell of a squad for a Stoke City team. And I think Burnley will finish in maybe 9th, 10th, mid-table, but I can't see them carrying on the form. Personally, I have quite a few, I'm also from South Africa, and I have a few, uncles that are Burnley fans because some of my family's from the UK.
Okay.
Yeah, and I like Burnley. I just don't think they have that striker that can help them finish this, carry on. I think injuries are going to catch up with them at some point. So
yeah,
I can rather see Stoke or something finishing 7th or something like that.
Yeah, good point, mate. So wait, you say you're from South Africa. What team do you support, pal? You just love football?
No, I'm a huge United supporter, massive.
Oh yeah. All right, so you come from the United stand then, yeah?
Yeah, of course. But yeah, I just love football, so I like talking about all topics.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. Well, it's been a pleasure to have you on. We're going to get the final few people on now because we're going to, like I said at the beginning, we're going to start wrapping it up slowly. But, mate, it's been fantastic having you on and hopefully do call in again.
Yeah, I will. Thank you so much for the chance.
No worries, brother, mate. Cheers. Thank you. Ciao. Right, finally, just a few comments and then maybe 2 more callers. Yeah, guys, we are on 17,762 subscribers. We haven't done much. I haven't really been plugging the subscribers or the likes, but this is really your show. I always say it's your show because of the comments. This is your show. So, you're dropping a like. You're not dropping a like on me. So if you dislike me or you like me, it's irrelevant. You're dropping a like on the people that have called in. It's not easy to do. I remember I called in around this time last year on the United stand and I was absolutely bricking it. So, big props to everyone that's calling in and do support them by subscribing and liking. Alex Bork, the Skype name is That's Football, and you'll see a account with our logo. But I'm getting another call in. Vincent. Vincent, Vin. How you doing, pal?
Hello, Sander. How's it going, mate?
Not too bad, pal. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great.
Sweet, mate.
Fan.
Yep.
No, go on. What are you saying?
Yeah, I was going to say, where are you calling from, and what do you want to talk about?
All right, well, basically, I'm calling from Norway.
Okay.
But I'm a Londoner living in Norway, United fan.
Okay.
And basically, I wanted to just talk about that point, Barcelona.
Go on.
Well, it just seems a bit... how would they travel to the Premier League?
By plane?
By plane, every week.
Well, yeah, I know what you mean, mate. I know what you mean. It's really unrealistic, but it's the circumstances we're faced with. I think ideally they'd probably go League 1, if not create their own kind of Catalan league. What do you think they should do?
I don't know. They create their own country first, I guess.
Yeah.
Closer to Britain, and then they can play in the Premier League.
What, just plant a bit of land near Britain, and then...
Yeah, something like that.
Tell you what, mate, that's...
Abu Dhabi owners, and then...
Yeah. Plant a bit of, few grass seeds and that, that sounds like a good idea, mate. So, just quickly on, who do you think, is a new point, we haven't discussed this so far, we've kind of related to what we've discussed, but who do you think will get that Premier League Player of the Season?
Ooh, good question. So many to choose from. I think this is going to be. This is actually the most exciting Premier League season of ever. I mean, you've got the big money, you've got all the top managers, all the top players now are performing to the highest quality. You've got De Bruyne, it could be Silva, it could be Pogba when he's back. Mkhitaryan needs to step it up, obviously, but there's a plethora of players and Kane, obviously, as well.
Yeah, Aguero, Gabriel Jesus, Morata, Lukaku. You've got all these fantastic players. If you had to bet, who'd you go for?
Oh, Jesus, I don't know, because I'm just trying to fit them all in my Premier League squad. It's impossible. I'm just worried that when Zlatan comes back, I'm going to be totally screwed.
Go on, develop that point, mate.
Well, just for my Premier League, because how do you put Zlatan in? He's going to be about 11 million. But yeah, in general, fair enough. Zlatan comes back, I think he'll play at number 10. He'll be awesome as a number 10. Lukaku running him behind him, pace around him. Because I was watching some old matches from last season, and Zlatan is really good at holding the ball up and interlocking and playing these 1-2s and stuff. And if you've got Lukaku playing ahead of him, it's frightening. So you play him at maybe the number 8 with the 2 holding midfielders behind him, and I think that would work out great.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point, mate. Anything else you want to talk about, pal?
Yeah, well, the reason I rang in was my main point and my main theory is this thing about the pragmatist manager like Mourinho and Conte and all these managers who've won the Premier League before, and then you've got these idealists like Pep and Wenger and Klopp.
Yeah.
And I don't think in a fantasy world that they live in, they can ever win the Premier League.
Fair reasons?
Sorry?
Reasoning, why?
Well, to be a pragmatist in the Premier League and coming up against these hardcore English defenders who want to kick and boot you and no one's given an inch, and then you've got managers who are trying to out-strategize your fluffy ideas of imagination and playing this wonderful game. I don't think it's suited for the Premier League. I don't think any idealist has ever won the Premier League.
Fair enough.
Will.
Well, Sir Alex Ferguson played pretty attacking football. However, I agree with you. You haven't said it, but
he could teach a defense how to defend.
Exactly.
People in. I mean, he had it all, and I'd say that he was an idealist the way he played, but he was very pragmatic, and like how he would set up against Barcelona or Real Madrid, and he would have to maybe play defensive, and you'd see Jason Park playing in there. I don't think you get that with Pep. He's just going to have one idea, same as Wenger, same as Klopp.
Yeah.
And then that's it. If it doesn't work, plan A, then they're screwed.
Yeah, exactly, mate. So who are you backing for the league then? I guess you're not going for City or Liverpool or someone like that.
I don't want to say United, but as Mark said, I think Mark's got it in the bag. He's got United to win the Premier League. And I think this season United could win the Champions League.
Wow.
So I'm sticking with that.
Champions League?
I've got a kind of little prediction in my head. I don't know if you want to hear it.
Go on.
Oh, okay, so every time United's won the Champions League, it has been in the Munich, the anniversary of Munich.
Okay.
So we first won it 10 years after Munich, then we won it 30 years after Munich, then I think we won it 50 years after Munich, and now this is the 60th year anniversary on 2018. We always win it on Munich. It's Jose Mourinho's second season, and also he won the Europa League with Porto, then the next season he won the Champions League. So I'm thinking this is very possible. With our squad, I know we need some wingers, but I just think that this season it's written in some galaxy, so I'm becoming an idealist now. We're going to win the Champions League.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. If there is a higher power or a god, then you're probably right, mate. Fantastic to have you on. So you say from Norway, right?
Yeah.
Brilliant to have international. Obviously, you're a Londoner, but brilliant to have people calling from all over the world. Fantastic to have you on, Vinny. Vincent.
No, I like it. Anything you want. Vinny's good.
Vinny.
Good.
All right, Vinny Chapman from now on. Great call, mate, and I'll speak to you soon.
Cheers, Sander, mate. Take it easy, mate.
Ciao.
Bye.
All right, guys. I'm going to take one more call and I'm going to wrap it up because it's 10:30 over here. I've got to get a bit of kip. I've got school tomorrow. I'm going to take one more call, so guys, do get calling if you want. Great call, Vinny, pal. Really appreciate you guys getting involved. Obviously, we've had a lot of United fans today. That's because Mark sent a lot of you over from the United stand. But, a lot of opinion on a variety of topics, and that's what this show has been about. Do get subscribing. George Carl, if you could tell people in the comments if they're asking what the Skype name is, that's football. And then you'll see a account with our logo. But I'm going to take in, please say it's him, Rado Slavic, how you doing, mate?
Hello, you little fucking...
Oh?
Hello, you little fucking prick.
Oh?
Hello, you little fucking prick.
Oh? That's a bit naughty. We don't want any of that, do we? That's a bit naughty. I saw him calling in for ages, and all he wanted to say was that. Fantastic, Rado. Brilliant call, mate. I really appreciate it. Some fantastic points made. Guys, I'll take one more. I'll tell you what, that's going to give me nightmares. It's creeped me out a little bit. Thanks, Sado. Appreciate it, mate. Anyway, 17,765 subscribers. I'll tell you what, that last call was the caller of the night. As Professor FC says, fantastic caller. Skype name is That's Football. Yeah, exactly. Jared. Yeah, I tell you what. George, that was weird, isn't it? Let's be honest, that was a bit weird, wasn't it? Dodgy. Anyway, let's keep going. Everyone's creeping out. Rado Slavic, what a call. It's true, isn't it? I'll tell you what, that was weird. Anyway, guys, get calling. I'm going to take one more call. I've not got any calls incoming at the moment, so get calling. One more if it's you. Well, it could be you, so get calling. One more. Yeah, so about 5 minutes left of the show. I'm having nightmares of that. Everyone's just laughing about that. Guys, get in the comments since we haven't got anyone calling in. We're going to take a few call. Matthew McFadden, if you want to call in, mate, then you can do. We've got a call. MUFC Fan 90. MUFC Fan 90, how you doing, mate?
You're a fucking prick, mate, and you deserve to get fucking murdered.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Some people, at the end of the show, they don't like me. But the thing is, these guys have been calling in all night. AJ, now, have you been speaking to Megan? That's creepy. Anyway. Brilliant. Right, this has gone downhill. I might end it now. If I'm not getting a call in the next minute, I'm going to end it. I'll tell you what, it's been a fantastic show up to this point. I've loved it, apart from the last two calls. But, there's a variety of people out there. Some people might not like me. But you know what? If they don't, that's fine. Don't watch it, pal. Mark's on here soon. Yeah, guys. I don't know why. Anyway, guys, get calling in. I'm going to take one more caller, like I said. 17,767 subscribers. Like I said earlier... No, I thought I had a call then. Like I said earlier, this is really your show, so do drop a like on it and support everyone that gets involved. Matthew McFadden's make a £5 contribution, says, caller whispered because he didn't want his parents to hear him as it's after his bed. That's so true. What was that? Sado. Yeah, it's your bedtime, mate. Go to sleep. It's too late for you, mate. Guys, one more call. No. Okay, I think I'm going to call it a day there. Alright, I'm calling it a day. I'm offline. That's it for today, guys. I really hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have, do drop a like on it. Do drop a subscription. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. You know, talking about a variety of subjects and getting to know you guys, really. It's been fantastic. I've loved it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. In a bit.